So we've had kind of some intense topics. We're going to tone it down a little bit, and we're going to go over here and take a look at the background NPC. She always lands a lot of good videos. This video is about the Avatar animated movie being leaked. I don't know if you guys knew about that and kind of what's happening with video games and the movie industry, which honestly, to me, I think it's finally at a time where video games are starting to come on a rise. I mean, we've had so many good games recently, like Windrose, Pragmata, Crimson Desert, Slay the Spire 2. And before that, it was kind of felt like garbage. But now it kind of feels like it's the TV shows and movies that are going downhill. What do you guys think? I wonder what she thinks. Let's see what she
Let me put
thinks.
one of those screen time locks on all my social media accounts because, as I have mentioned before, once or twice, I do suffer from
Sorry,
being
guys, that was
chronically
loud.
online. And for some reason,
I don't suffer chronically online because I have a solution for it. It's called video games and spending time with my lady, which I should do more. Dude, who am I kidding? I'm chronically on the
I
internet
decided
all
that
the time.
now was the
Social
perfect time to
media.
get a handle on that. So, my gaming and entertainment news for the past week or two have come in these weird little bursts. I would check my phone and learn Xbox admitted the Game Pass price hike was a mistake, pull it out later.
That was huge. This was huge because when I saw this, I admit I was wrong. Because when Xbox did their price heist and then the CEO left or however he left and then that one lady took over, I thought it was going to be one of those things where she's slowly easing the company into just ending, just stopping. And then she made that post saying that the prices were a bad idea, the price hikes were a bad idea, and then they were actually lowered. Who's ever heard of a subscription being lowered? What? No, this was massive. So this is a huge rare W for
To see
Xbox.
that the entire Avatar The Last Airbender animated movie leaked across the internet, and finally watch as Capcom continues to put out banger after banger. A lot has happened, so let's dive in. Well,
Capcom's on
Windrose
fire
is
right now.
officially out and has sold over 1
Even the last couple years too with Tekken.
million copies while sitting at very positive reviews on Steam. And I have actually seen not one, but
I
two
told you
articles from
guys that
Western
this movie
journalists
was going to
praising
be
this game
insane.
while also throwing shots at Ubisoft.
Literally, I think it
Honestly,
was
a
my
little
first
bit
stream. I
suspicious.
said
But
this
Windrose
this
has
game is
been
going to be
added to the
insane,
backlog for now, though, as I am still
and
busy
I may
searching
start it
for that Crimson
offline.
Desert, which just hit 5 million copies sold, by the way. Perlavis devs are on a generational run, it appears, and have continued to just
Pretty
put
sure they
out
took a shot at
patch after
Ubisoft
patch.
too.
They even added an option to further speed up NPC dialogue and cutscenes. Not a full skip, but I will take it. PlayStation reported its best console sales month this year, coincidentally, right before the price hike went into effect. Sadly, though, it looks like Lana Del Rey was not so
Makes
lucky,
sense.
as she was spotted buying
Makes sense about the price hike, but let's talk about something better. This guy, just a normal. Does he like this guy? I'm pretty sure he works with like alligators or crocodiles or something like this. And then he meets Lana Del Rey, and now she just buys him things. Like that's pretty incredible. Just some Joe Smo like you and I. That's pretty cool. Props to
one
this
just
guy.
recently, probably because she found out her James Bond song is for a video game and not a movie. Speaking of Sony, though, we also learned recently
Ooh,
that the rumored
dude,
next
she's
God
gave us
of
so much to
War
talk about
spinoff
right
is
now.
going to be
First two
led by
minutes
none
in.
other than Kratos' wife. Shocking. I know it is extremely out of character for Sony, who would never take a beloved male led franchise and hand the sequel or spin off to a female lead. Xbox's new
Yeah,
CEO
yeah. Not if they wanted it to be destroyed.
just came out and admitted the
There's that.
Game Pass price
There you
hike
go.
from 6 months ago was a mistake. Just a little mistake, guys. Okay, so I don't know. Are we walking this back? Are we feeling friendly? Apparently, the whole company is feeling friendly right now, so much so that Blizzard is reportedly teaming up with Playground to work on the new Fable game, which to me
Blizzard does a whole lot wrong. We know this. We know Blizzard does a lot wrong. but they do some things right. And the reason I'm saying that is because Fable, especially with combat and stuff in games, doesn't do the greatest job. So this is extremely helpful for them that Blizzard is teaming up with them. But at the same time, though, it kind of feels like it's a forced partnership, you know? Especially when layoffs have already been happening and stuff.
Me, it feels like Microsoft just forcing two of their children to
But yeah,
play
Fable
together,
needs
even though
that
they have absolutely
partnership
nothing
for
in
sure.
common. Lastly, though, Mouse PI for Hire is finally out. Now, I won't lie to you, boomer shooters are not really my thing, but I do have a lot of respect for the indie devs who created a
They're these aren't really my cup of tea too. I'm not really of a shooter either, but I watched a couple of other people play this game and it looks pretty cool. It is kind of cheesy too. There's just a lot of cheese references, but that's what makes this fun. And I swear these IGN reviewers, they just gotta lose their jobs. Like there's a reviewer who basically, yeah, the game is great. I just didn't like it. Basically,
very
was his review.
unique game with a creative and fun concept, overwhelmingly positive on Steam, so of course, IGN gave them a 6. Coincidentally, the same score as Crimson Desert.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
congratulations to
There you go.
Mouse. You guys are in great company. All right, now that that is all out of the way, there are a couple of things that I did want to dig into. Starting with the leaks. Within the span of about 72 hours last week, two things leaked. The upcoming James Bond game, 007 First Light, had major story spoilers drop due to a security flaw in the Indonesian game rating system, and the
Oof.
entire Avatar The Last Airbender movie,
That's how she
which
knew
was
that her
supposed
song
to
was
be
going to be in the
releasing this
game.
fall, leaked online, which is crazy.
This was insane. So, and the person who leaked this too didn't even do it maliciously. He's just like, I'm just poking fun because it was out there, so why not? Now, I will not confirm or deny that I saw the movie or any of it. I would never do that. But they're doing a horrible job at their response
Timing,
to that
because I just mentioned
being
in my
leaked.
last video that Atla is one of my all-time favorite series. Now, the 007 leak has actually been handled pretty well from what I can tell, though I will be honest, I actually don't care enough about this game to be bothered by spoilers, so I could be a little bit biased. The Avatar situation, though, is a whole other animal. Paramount has been doing everything they can to fumble this movie for a while now. We have been waiting years for this, and at the end of last year, Paramount announced they were pulling the theatrical release and putting it exclusively on their streaming platform. And if that wasn't enough, my original beef with this
See, and the thing that I don't think that this is the right move for them to make. And it's because the movie's already been leaked and people have already seen it. So why not try to recoup some of that money by putting it in theaters instead of just putting it behind subscriptions that a lot of people either already have or Avatar does not matter to them because they're not in their 30s like her and I. You know?
movie started when the casting director proudly announced the DEI decision to fire the entire original voice cast and recast every major role in the name of authenticity. In an animated movie,
This is stupid. This is dumb. I'm getting sick of this too. I'm getting sick of this. Really. You're gonna fire the entire original cast and not have them come back just because the color of their skin and their visual appearance doesn't match what the characters in the TV show should be. This is ridiculous. If if somebody is killing the voice acting role of a character in a video game and they're undeniably just like, dude, this is the voice that we need for this character. It doesn't matter if they're white, black, Indian, Haitian. It doesn't matter. Give them the role. Don't just give to somebody because they fit the role. That's how do you even know they're any good? How do you know their voice acting's any good? That's crazy. I honestly am getting, especially from somebody who's a minority. I'm getting sick of this, and it doesn't. And it's too. And this hasn't happened to me, but this happened to a friend who ended up quitting a job because everybody else was blaming him that the only reason he was hired is because he was black. And let me tell you this, that is not the reason he was hired. The dude is a borderline genius who absolutely deserved that job. But just because of all this DEI BS, it's in some places just like, oh, are you really able to perform this job, or did you get it because of the color of your skin? And so the fact that this is happening in this too just is just so irritating, and it's so disheartening. It really
with
is.
characters established 2 decades ago in a fictional world with made-up nations.
And sorry. And who knows, these guys may be terrific and awesome for the opportunity that you got. That's cool that you go out and kill those roles as the new cast. But it's I'm sorry, but it's just awful that they just take away from other people's jobs just because of it.
They even hired a blind Asian voice actress to play Toph. But
there you
that
go.
was
That's
all
what I'm
before
talking
the leak.
about.
And while this is
And the only reason that they do this too is for some kind of moral high ground on something. That's the only reason you would do this.
just speculation, it has been reported that the leak could have cost Paramount up to $80 million. Yikes. With the really embarrassing part, the leaker
They're
who
not very
actually
good with
posted the
money
entire
anyways.
film on X said he was just doing it to troll. This guy
Yeah,
was not even
yeah.
an Avatar fan, not even angry. He just woke up one day and decided the world needed to see it right now. Now, Paramount, if you are listening to this somehow, I can neither confirm nor deny that I have seen the full movie floating in the highest quality
That's
around
funny.
the internet.
That's
which
funny.
means I also can neither confirm nor deny that the animation was absolutely peak. The story was so-so, and the voice acting, as expected, was disappointing. Allegedly. But
Voice acting was awful. Everything else was solid, but the voice acting was awful. And see, and the same thing happened a while back too with Cracker Barrel. When there's like, oh, we're gonna make this look all modern. We're not gonna keep that vibe. It's racist that you're changing Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel inherently isn't racist. It's just based off the times, you know? But by you doing that shows that you're kind of racist. And then of course they backtracked and all the Cracker Barrels look back to their original and stuff like that. But like there's or like with Aunt Jemima is no longer on the syrup anymore. I think it's like Big Ben is no longer on something. There's other things too. Give me some ideas in the comments and stuff. But like it's crazy that people who are trying to portray themselves as we're not racist, we love everybody, are doing the most racist shit. They're doing the most racist stuff that you can think of, and but they're protecting them, and it's just crazy.
what is even more wild about all of this is that Paramount's official response has been basically nothing.
Damn,
They
thought
have
we had a lot to
declined
say
to
earlier.
comment.
We got a lot to
They
say
have been
about this
putting out
video, don't
copyright
we?
takedowns, but that's really it. In fact, most of the PR I've
Dude, it's
seen
too
has
late.
come
It's gone
from
now.
artists who have worked on the movie and the original voice of Toph. You know, the actress that Paramount fired. She is on TikTok right now urging fans not to watch the leaks, to respect the cast and creators, and wait until October to pay for the Paramount Plus subscription.
You know what I'm about to say to that? That's awful nice of you that you got fired from your job and you're trying to do something nice for the people who fired you from your job. We don't care. We don't have millions of dollars. Therefore, we don't care about you telling us that we should not watch something that's available to us that was the production company's issue, and you're going to tell us not to do that? Why don't you go watch it 15 times for me in theater? Or why don't you go buy 15 Paramount Plus subscriptions for me, okay? Okay? Don't tell me what to do, rich girl.
All the while using her character's iconic voice to defend the company that replaced her. The facts are the facts, though. This movie is out, and while I can understand the frustration
gonna
and
be
disappointment
stopped.
from all of the creators and artists who worked on it, and I do feel bad for them, getting angry with fans or lecturing them to wait until October to pay for a subscription to watch this movie is crazy. I don't know. Call me crazy, but I don't think the purity testing is going to work for this one, guys. I just don't. And Paramount really can't be mad at anyone but themselves. On top of having terrible security protocols, they are no stranger to leaks. For example, the Sonic Racing leak. And every single decision that led to this moment was
Right?
theirs. They have
Or
been
just
radio
Sonic in
silent about the
general.
marketing and progress for this project. They pulled
The
the
movie, the
theatrical
first movie,
release.
we're just like,
They
dude,
paywalled
that
it behind the
hedgehog
subscription. They
cannot look like
fired
that.
the original cast. Despite significant pushback and concerns from fans, they really have shown little to no respect for the fans of this series throughout this entire process, so it's really not hard to imagine why many fans are not returning the favor. To be honest, I don't really know what Paramount is supposed to do from here. Do they pivot to theaters? Do they fast track the release on their platform? The movie is just out there in like mint condition, but if
No,
they did
dude, I
backtrack,
still think that they should need to just put it in theaters. Just put it in theaters. Because that's how you make any kind of money back. Because there's still going to be people who go to the movie theaters and watch it, even though movie theaters are crazy now. Although there are movie theaters popping up that are just like inside drive-in, basically, where you get the whole screening. But then like you have waiters and waitresses. You can get beer, you can get food, you can get snack. It's insane nowadays.
and release it in theaters as people had asked for originally, I would definitely watch it again. Allegedly. So, yeah, if you are looking for a studio that has it together right now, Paramount is unfortunately not it, but you know who does? Capcom. Even though we may not always have seen eye to eye, I have always had a soft spot in my heart for Capcom, so seeing them absolutely cook right now makes me very happy. A couple of videos ago, I was gushing about Resident Evil Requiem, and unless I am truly shocked by something, that game will probably be my game of the year.
There's a
And after
tornado
just
in
launching
my
that in
area,
February,
so
not even 2 months later, Capcom casually drops
keep
their
aware.
brand new IP, Pragmata. And I think that's when it really started to solidify for me that Capcom is not playing around this year, because it is April and they have already put out 3 bangers. RE9, Monster Hunter Stories 3, and Pragmata.
Yeah,
A
in the
game
last couple
so
of years,
wholesome.
and
They
then
even got
and then like I said before that, they had Tekken as
of
well.
all publications writing glowing coverage and praising fatherhood. The parent writing glow.
I'm glad that she's getting this because all I'm hearing and all I'm seeing, oh, any man who plays this game is a pedophile. Any man who wants a family and to protect a little girl in space is a pedophile. What do you want? What do people want from men? Do you want us to be the father like he is in Pragmata that's out there protecting this little girl? Or do you want us to be the dad that's just like, oh shoot, you're pregnant? Adios. I ain't got nothing to do with you anymore. Like, what is this with this generational hate of men? A man can't play Pragmata just because he wants to play Pragmata. I mean, it's weird too that men are playing the game and be like, dude, I think I want to be a dad now. That's weird too. Just play a game to play a freaking game. But the stigma that, oh, if you're a man and you're playing Pragmata, you're definitely a child predator. Because I'm playing as a character who wants to protect his kid? Like, what? Or the stigma, oh, dude, I think I want to be a dad now because I know how to protect a kid in a video game. Dude, just play the game. Enjoy the game. Why is all this extra BS have to be a part of it? It was so annoying to keep reading stuff about this about how men who play this game are disgusting now.
Glowing coverage and praising fatherhood. The parent propaganda between Requiem and Pragmata is working overtime, and I am all for it. But they are not done with 2026. They even said so themselves just the other day. We have still got Animusha, Way of the Sword, another massive Monster Hunter Wilds expansion, and Mega Man, which is teed up
An expansion for Monster Hunter Wilds already?
right after. Now that is the
This year? We have 8 months. They're going to put another expansion within 8 months? That's insane.
confidence of a studio that just got Kotaku to
That's
praise fatherhood.
insane.
Which brings me to Pragmata. I actually got to start playing this past weekend, and I'll be honest with you, typically I'm not a huge space games type of girl, with the exception of like forcing my husband to play Alien Isolation or Dead Space so I could watch, but normally it's
I never
just not
played
really
either
my
one
thing.
of those.
But I figured, okay, the game looks cute. It is Capcom, so the level design is probably going to be great, and the action adventure, if it's anything like Resident Evil, will be a lot of fun. And so far, I am really enjoying it. Diana's hacking mechanic is a really unique feature, and I am loving the story so far. Hugh and Diana's dynamic is incredibly sweet, and as an
I haven't
aunt
played this
myself,
game yet.
she reminds me of my nieces. The game really makes you want to just do everything you can to protect her
To
and
be,
keep her
see,
safe, which
I don't have very
apparently
much
is a
time because I have a
controversial
full-time
position to
job.
have, because there
So I
has
don't get
been
to play
this
as much
whole
video games as I would like
discourse
to.
online of
So
people saying
sadly,
that it's
sorry
inherently
guys.
creepy for men to even want
I
to
think the
play
next
this
big
game,
game we're going to play on
that
stream is
regular
Expedition
kids
33
don't
because I
look
really
like
want to
that
play
or
that.
act like that. They do. That men being excited.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like all this. Come on, dude. Like what? Why would you think that? I don't understand what. No, like I said, this stuff doesn't surprise me anymore. It just helped me make this sense. Like this
They
is
do.
crazy.
That men being excited to care for their robot daughter makes them predators somehow, especially if they do not have a child yet of their own. Now, I don't know about you, but the majority of responses I have seen to this game have been men everywhere posting that it is making them want to be a dad. Men playfully
That's
joking
weird
about
too,
how they
though.
would die for their robot daughter, men talking about how emotional they are playing as a protective, caring
Yeah,
father figure.
this is weird
This
too.
game making them want to
So
be a
don't
good
think I'm
father.
playing
That is
both
a
sides or
beautiful
anything. That's
thing.
weird
That
too.
is
Just
something
play the
that we should
freaking
be
game and enjoy
celebrating.
it.
There are very few things on this earth more important than men being
Personally,
loving,
just
protective
personally.
fathers. And people are out here calling that desire inherently weird. Now, of course, I am not denying that evil, bad people exist. Of course they do. But accusing the majority of men playing this game of all being predators because they are resonating
that's
with a story
crazy.
about a dad taking care of his kid, I don't know, that feels like a self-report. I think you have to bring a very specific lens to this thing to see something innately wrong and predatory in it. Let's cough up those hard drives. And actually, while we are on the subject of people bringing weird rules to good art, shout out to Capcom for nailing the voice acting too. I really have been enjoying Diana and Hugh's performances, and I was very surprised to
Voice
learn that
acting is
Diana
becoming-
is voiced by a grown black woman. She sounds great, honestly, and her voice is a
Exactly,
totally natural
voice.
fit for the character.
The
Because
voice.
just
That's what I was
voice
talking
acting
about
is
earlier in the
supposed to be.
video.
You hire the person who can do the role the best. You see, Paramount, it's actually not that hard. This industry-wide rule that came about several years ago where
I don't know why
a voice
Paramount took
actor
that
has
approach
to
either.
match
Even
the exact
Disney is
identity
backing
of the
down
character they are playing makes
and taking step
zero
back
sense.
from remakes and
It is
stuff and
voice
all their
acting. The entire point of the
questionable
medium is to
decision
play
making,
characters that you are not.
in my
Whoever
opinion.
is the best voice for the role, that is always who should get it. Back to Capcom though, we always knew that Requiem was bound to do well, but we just learned that Pragmata sold 1 million copies in 2 days, a brand new experimental
I still
ID in the
think
middle
Resident
of an
Evil 9
industry
is
that
going to
is
be, or
actively falling
Requiem
apart. No
is
battle
going to be
pass
Game of the
or
Year.
live service plan, no roadmap for monetizing the first 24 months. Just here is a well-crafted single-player experience. We hope you like it. And they are being greatly rewarded
Deemed
for
it did come out in
But
February.
it's not like it's
but
just Capcom. There has been a ton of great games lately. Crimson Desert, Wind Rose, Slay the Spire
Yes,
2,
we've been
Eugenics,
finally
now PI
spoiled.
for Hire, and it is not a coincidence that
And
every one of those
the
games is either
Pocopia,
coming from
that
Eastern
was
devs
big.
or indie devs. The people
What's
actually
that
making
living
what they
that
wanna
game
make,
where you build
treating
your
their
own life or
fans
something like
people
that?
they want to support
Tomodachi or
and
something like
impress.
that?
Not a
We've been
problem that
blessed.
they have to manage. And of course, even with all of this praise for them, it's not like Capcom is perfect, okay? They have their own modern audience moments, their own marketing-driven design choices
we
that
know.
don't make sense, their own stuff that you can nitpick, but they are putting in the work. They are actually trying to make games that are fun, well-crafted, and worth your time and money. And when you do that, when you actually
They're doing
show
a good
up
job
for your
right
fan
now.
base with quality,
Doing a good job
people
right now.
are willing to overlook a lot. Because at the end of the day, it is really not that complicated. Make something good for the audience that wants it, and trust that that's enough. If you made it to the end of
Exactly.
this video, thank you so much for being here. I don't know, guys, are you feeling the vibe shift too? It is only April, and we have already gotten so many great games this year.
I am.
Kind of feels like there's something in the air. For now, though, I am going to go finish up Pragmata before jumping back to Crimson Desert and continue to pretend my screen time limits are actually working. Thanks again for
I'm
watching,
thinking that I
and
need to
I'll
play
see you in the next one.
Crimson Desert. But yeah, I feel like the tide is turning, especially for video games. Like she said, there's been bangers that have been put out and keep coming out. You got some games for the future too. In a minute, in a little bit, we're gonna watch the new Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake. Resynced is what they're saying. But no, there's been a lot of games, and honestly, I think it's been the exact opposite with movies and TV. I feel like they keep going downhill, while video games are finally turning that corner. But that's background NPC. Been watching a lot of her videos lately. So if you liked it, subscribe to that. And then we will move on to the next.